What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Abel, and I'm back with another video. And with today's video, we're going to talk about a really good topic, and that is knowing how to trade doing top-down analysis. Because a lot of you guys, again, don't be upset at me about this, but I know a lot of you guys struggle simply because you guys do not take the time to look at the bigger picture. So today, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to go from a higher time frame setup or a higher time frame and work your way down to a lower time frame so that you can get the absolute best setups possible. So trust me, this is a video you want to watch the entirety of, guys, because this is something that a lot of newer traders are struggling with today. But before we even get into this banger feeling, I gotta give a massive shout out to all of my Noti Gang members in the community, in the familia. I appreciate y'all. You guys know I create these videos for you guys mainly because if you support me, I'ma support you guys by dropping banger after banger after banger. So if you see your name on the screen right here, shout out to you Noti Gang members. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for all your support. If you want to be a part of Noti Gang, it's very simple. First of all, it's free. All you gotta do is be subscribed to the channel, drop a comment down below with Noti Gang so that you can see your name in one of my next videos. And also, most importantly, make sure to have the notification bell turned on so that you are updated with every single banger that I do drop. Now let's get into the video. Okay, family, so let's go ahead and get this thing started because like I said, I really want to help you guys truly become as successful as possible when it comes to at least utilizing technicals to the best of your ability. Now, just keep in mind, family, technical analysis only makes up a very small portion of how to really become profitable in these markets. You really do want to start understanding a lot more from the fundamental side and also a lot more from the sentimental side, because that's what really typically creates long-term directional flow. But technical does help us identify on how to read momentum, how to read structure, also helps us identify on when it's time to actually go ahead and jump into positions. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to break down how to really start doing top-down analysis, because it's very, very important for you guys to really get in the habit of looking at things from the bigger perspective first before you start working your way down. And I get it. As newer traders, the big issue that we have is that we lack patience. Okay. When I first started trading 7 years ago, I lacked patience. Okay. So I would typically go to the smallest time frame, the 5-minute, the 15-minute, and I will make all of my decisions based off that alone because I was able to see price moving. But you also have to understand that you being able to see price moving can also be a reason why you're struggling, because all that price action that you're seeing on the smaller time frame without an understanding of bigger time frame analysis or correlation, that could just be a lot of noise that's enticing you to jump into positions that you really should not be a part of. So that's something to be aware of. So what I typically do, guys, is I always start off from the bigger picture, weekly time frame, daily time frame, and then I work my way down because I want to try to correlate as many time frames as possible so that I am aware, or so that I do take the... Whoa, guys, I just had to jump in here really quickly to go ahead and put you guys onto game to the broker that I've actually been using for the past few years, and a broker that I highly encourage you guys to go ahead and be a part of as well. And the reason for that is because I'm constantly getting asked the same exact question. Abel, what broker do you use? What is your go-to broker, bro? I need to know. Well, family, I'm now going ahead and letting you guys know exactly what that broker is. And that broker is called Ankle Trade, guys. And the reason why I love this broker is because, for one, they have the tightest spreads in the game. I'm talking about spreads from 0.1 pips, maybe even sometimes lower for the major currency pairs. But they also offer 1 to 500 leverage, which is absolutely amazing, guys, for those of you guys that are using smaller account balances. And on top of that, they have the lowest commissions in the market for only $1 per 100K traded when you're utilizing the ECN Plus account. And another dope thing as well is that they actually have a negative balance protection, so you can never go negative in your trading account. Right? And we're not even going to get into the amazing customer service that they have because it is top notch, family. So if you guys want to have access to that broker, go down into my description down below. It's literally going to be a link that says go to broker, and make sure to sign up today and go ahead and get to trading. Now let's get back into the video. Most probable setups that are shown here. Okay, we're trading based off probabilities at the end of this day. So let's go ahead and take a look at Euro USD. which is probably one of my favorite setups to actually be trading, one of my favorite currency pairs to trade. And this is exactly what I'll do, guys, right? So I have a fresh chart right here, and I'll look and see exactly what price action has been telling me around various key levels. So if we really look here at Euro USD, we've seen price ultimately have given us a very, very strong push down. I mean, we had a massive sell-off of the euro, guys, pretty much since last year. Okay, very, very strong sell-off. And it is mainly just because the dollar itself really just started becoming daddy dollar, right? It has been extremely, extremely strong over the past year or so for a bunch of various reasons. But when we see this, guys, we see that we do have a lot of momentum downwards. But look what we actually did. On this way down, we also ended up breaking levels of significant structure, right? And then we ended up coming down to this demand zone. Okay, whenever we're looking at price, guys, and we're seeing, areas that's below price, that is considered a demand zone or a support level. I like to just look at it from a zone perspective. And we did come down to this demand zone, and it now looks like price is starting to want to go ahead and give us a pullback for Euro USD. Now, this does not change my overall bias as a whole, because I still do believe long-term we will see a lot of more bearishness to come in, where I want to see more downside for this. But for the time being, and based off how we're reacting to this demand zone, we could actually start looking for opportunities to buy the euro against the dollar. Okay, it's very important, guys, that when we do get to major key levels, that we are able to read price action, read the action that price is creating. Okay, so the fact that we're seeing this reaction off of this demand zone, followed by this engulfing pattern right here, which a lot of people are very familiar with, this could potentially lead to more upside for the euro. Okay, so from the weekly time frame, right, and I'm going to write all this stuff out. I want you guys to do the same thing. Weekly, we are currently in a bearish market, okay? But we just reacted off demand zone and can see a pullback or a retracement or a correction. It all means the same exact thing, okay? I don't really get too focused on, terminology, because there's a lot of different stuff, guys, that mean the same exact thing in trading, right? So the first thing we want to see is just really write this out so we are aware of what's happening, right? We are in a bearish market, but we reacted off of a demand zone and can see a bullish pullback. Okay, so that's pretty much where we're at. Another thing that I like to do as well is that when we do have these type of demand zones, or not even demand zones, but levels of structure, I also want to highlight areas of structure that we can also potentially expect price to go towards. So since we are pushing up for the euro, where can we really see price come to? Well, I'm going to use previous levels of structure to help me identify that. We have this level right here, guys, this zone that has acted as support and resistance numerous times in the past. So guess where we could potentially pull back into? At the very least, back into that range. I mean, we are currently right now in the middle of, in the process of actually filling this imbalance, this weekly imbalance as well that was pretty much left open. But I truly believe we could possibly see the euro come all the way back up to around the 1.85 level. All right, so that is a couple, maybe 150, 200 pips away that we can take advantage of during the course of this pullback. So on a weekly time frame, this is pretty much what we're seeing. Now let's go ahead and go down a time frame, okay, the daily time frame, and see what we got here down on the daily. All right, so now on the daily time frame, guys, we're pretty much going into more relevant price action. All right, and if we look at this, what have we really been seeing? We've been seeing lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? And now we're starting to see this break above this key level of structure. Again, this is more clues helping us predict that we could see more upside for the euro, okay? When we see levels of structure get broken, that is very, very significant price action, okay? So yeah, we are starting to see more upside as well with this potential break. Now, this is a daily candlestick, okay? Depending on how this closes, it could really give us different ideas or perspectives that we can follow. If price does stay above this level and closes above it, then yeah, we could pretty much predict some more upside after a little pullback up into that zone. But if for whatever reason price was to actually come and close back below this range, that is something we have to be aware of, okay? Because that could also lead to more downside more than anything. And yeah, we're playing off a very strong demand zone, but going against this type of momentum, you have to be very, very cautious for these things. So this daily candle closure can really, really tell us a lot. But on the daily time frame, guys, again, let's write this out, right? Let's write this out. Daily time frame, because we did see a break of structure, right? We seen a bullish BOS, which stands for break of structure, right? So we could start seeing more upside. Look for more upside, right, on the daily time frame. Okay. Daily time frame, momentum. We're starting to see it. Daily time frame. Look for more upside because we are now seeing a bullish break of structure. All right. Now let's go straight to the 4-hour time frame. All right. And on the 4-hour time frame, guys, now we're really getting into the time frames where we could really start finding, some setups, right? Some actual opportunities that we can take advantage of, right? So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Same thing. Right now, it's a little bit more fine-tuned, so we can see lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, pretty much a lower high. But now we started creating higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and now we also seen a new higher high that was just formed that broke this structure, and it ultimately broke the high of this entire range that the euro was pretty much stuck in for some time. That shows a lot of bullish momentum really starting to come into play. Okay, so we have to be aware of these things. So on the 4-hour time frame, guys, we are also still very much bullish. And I want to see more bullishness to come into play moving forward, right? So 4-hour, we are still bullish, right? Let me actually make sure we do this. Yeah, we are still bullish. Look for a pullback or a correction for possible entry. All right. And I'm just going to keep things very, very simple with you guys. Right. I want to make sure that we identify a pullback. Just because we are bullish does not mean I want to start buying up in these levels. No. Right. That's not what I want to do. We identify where we're looking at on these time frames, and then we start to prepare ourselves for an opportunity once we do see a pullback. But the biggest thing is just really identify what structure is telling us. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So if we do start to get a pullback, we can now start to position ourselves for another opportunity to go higher. Okay, so that's a 4-hour perspective, guys, and what we're looking at. Let's go ahead now and go straight to the 1-hour time frame. Now, again, keep in mind that level that we created on the weekly time frame is all the way up here, right? I truly think that we can see price eventually come all the way up to this level before we continue in that longer term bearish market that we have been seeing. So let's go ahead and look at what we got here for the 1-hour time frame. And the 1 hour is pretty much just telling us, pretty much what we said on the 4-hour, but just a little bit more fine-tuned, right? So 1 hour time frame, guys, we see that we had another impulsive move, another higher high that was created. And it looks like we could start to see a actual correction start to occur, right? So on the 1 hour time frame, we are still bullish here, right? Correction starting, expect a pullback. Okay, correction is starting, expect a pullback, right? That's pretty much what I'm going to be looking for now going into tonight, into London session tonight, New York session tomorrow, because it's already 12 p.m. Eastern in the afternoon. Yes, you could possibly get some opportunities trading around this time, but for me, I'm very big on timing, and I like to trade either during the beginning of London session or usually in the beginning of New York session, right? Just so that we can get the most volume or volatility or liquidity in the markets at that period in time. But right now, we are seeing price starting to pull back. If price continues going from here, I'm not interested in it. It is what it is, right? I'll let it go. I want to see price now start to pull back. Okay, if we do look at this 1 hour time frame, we also do have areas of imbalance that are now being created. All right, when you understand what an imbalance is, guys, and how to play imbalances, it's pretty much what people say gaps in the market. You typically understand that usually, not always, but usually price will eventually make its way back into those levels. So if we're going to be playing off of Euro USD and we're looking for the next possible opportunity for Euro USD, what I'm going to be looking for going into tonight is really seeing if we do get that pullback back into levels of structure. And then from there, we can go ahead and really find an entry. Now, where would I specifically be looking for an entry for Euro USD? Well, I'm going to use previous levels of structure to help me predict future price action. So if you look at this, guys, on the 1 hour, and I'm going to actually change this color just so that we are not confusing this with those weekly time frames, right? The red is the 1 hour zone that we're going to be playing off of, or where I would like to really see price get into. I'm using this level, guys, because look at price has acted numerous times in the past, this area as support and resistance. Look at this, right? This is clearly a strong level that price continues to play off of. So when we seen price really finally break that level, that's when really a lot of the momentum came into play. So when price does come back to that level, then that's where I really want to start looking for opportunities to go ahead and buy. Now, if we're going to go ahead and bring our Fibonacci just to really identify discounted and premium levels, and if we are going to play off of this zone, and again, this is only if price does start correcting from this level. Again, I don't know. I'm not a psychic. I can't predict what price is going to, I mean, I could predict what it is, but ultimately price is going to do what it's going to do, right? We don't control overall price direction. But if price does start dropping from this area, as long as we look for opportunities below the 50, okay, this is very important, guys. Start looking for opportunities, especially during buying opportunities. You want to start buying at discounted price levels. If you're buying at premium price levels, then you're most likely, not always, but like you're bound to get stopped out because you're literally trying to buy at the highest point. You don't want to do that. You want to buy at discounted levels in accordance to our actual range that we're trading off. So anything below the 50% is valid for us to actually look for opportunities. Another reason why I utilize this, this way of trading with discounted and premium price levels, because I'm very, very big on risk to reward. Anything below the 50% is going to give you obviously a much better risk to reward. The lower the correction, the deeper the correction, the better the risk to reward can potentially be. But going into tonight, family, I'm really going to be looking at two levels, right? It's going to be either around that 71% level for this fib or even around this 78.6, 886 level as well. So if we want to use numbers, I will be personally looking for entries on euro at around 1.059 or 1.0565, around those areas, with stop loss directly below this low, right? Because if we end up breaking this low right here, this range, if we end up breaking below this level, then we're probably going to go ahead and retest back to these lows, and then probably ultimately really go ahead and just possibly find new level of support down at these lows. Yeah, right? So if we break here, then we're probably better off just getting out anyways and looking for some more opportunities either here to see more potential upside, or at that point, if we do see a deeper correction down there, it might just make sense just to be a little bit more patient because, again, remember, we are in an overall bearish market. Right now, we're just trying to capitalize on the pullback that I believe is about to happen. But overall, guys, Euro USD does look very, very juicy. I believe we could really see more upside for the Euro. Like I said, I'm thinking we're going to reach around the 1.08 and above, probably around 1.085. And then from there, we could possibly go ahead and see the market get back into that bearish trend for the Euro itself, right? But as you guys can see, I'm utilizing all time frames to try to make a correlation between all of them so that I can take the most probable trade ideas possible. Trading is all about probabilities at the end of the day. Your ability to understand that is crucial, okay? So use higher time frame analysis first and then do your top-down analysis to get yourself those best opportunities possible. So family, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys were able to get some type of value from this video, I would love to earn your subscription, earn your subscribe, earn your likes, earn your comments, right? Because I don't want you guys just to give them to me, No, I want to earn everything that I get on this channel. So if you got some value, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you did not get value, you don't have to subscribe. It's okay. I appreciate you for watching anyways, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Family, it's your boy Abel, and I'll see y'all. Let's get it.